Calvin Castine at Dragoon's Farm Equipment. It's the 30th day of March 2010, and we're here for their annual open house. And we're looking down at their repair area where they normally are busy repairing equipment. But today they've got a lot of equipment out on display, and they've got representatives from various companies here to talk with the customers. Customer Appreciation Day 2010. It's traditional on Hometown Cable to start with the best looking of the Dragoon family.
Thanks, Calvin.
We couldn't find the best looking one today, so we got Wayne Dragoon here. Did that camera move when I moved over here? I don't think so. I hope not. Because if it is, I'm just standing here talking to myself. We got Wayne Dragoon in front of us. And Wayne, it was 20 years ago, April 10th, 1990, that Bob Ben and I first showed up here. And you were a little bit younger, and I was a lot younger. And
a little less gray.
Yeah. So this is the 21st time that we've been here.
Wow.
And pretty close to, sooner or later, we're going to hit about half of your open houses, because we're doing them all now.
Right, exactly.
Anything different or new and exciting this year, Wayne? Besides those great prices that the farmers are getting?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. The low milk price and equipment hasn't gone down in price. That's a tough combination right there. In fact, no, I just hope something can be done soon for the farmers, because some are in trouble right now, and no, they definitely need help. I mean, when it's costing you more to make it than what you're getting, it doesn't take a lot of arithmetic to figure that one out.
You don't have to be a genius to figure out that that's not the best thing to do, to put in 12-hour, 16-hour days and lose money.
That's it.
As we speak, Senator Schumer is 2:45. He's been taking a tour. It's 2:30 right now. He's taking a tour of Nova, and I know he's talked a little bit about trying to find ways to help the farmers get their reasonable prices. And I know we do have a few senators in the area, in our region,
right,
that are concerned about it, but nothing ever seems to get done.
I know there's a lot of talk out there, and I mean, they've been talking and trying different things, but I mean, this has been going on for many years, and
this last time, usually it goes for a year or so, then it pops up again. But this time it's just,
the trend is
it's just down there.
It didn't come back up high where it needed to be. It's just there's just too much milk. Just too much milk in the area when you get a surplus. And
yeah, I'm drinking all I can. But.
Yeah, the same here. I know something needs to be done. I know they don't like the way the quota system is in Canada, but
it seems to work for Canada.
It's working for Canada very well, and don't say they got to imitate it, but it definitely needs something to stop flooding the market. And I guess that's only me talking, but they talk about it, but no action. When
a farmer does sell in Canada, his quota is often worth more than his farm.
Oh, definitely,
yeah. Any new equipment, the new brands or anything like that you're dealing with, or?
No, different brand. No, pretty much everything we have in here we've had in the past, and just different models and updated. Mm-hmm. And now with the tractors and the engines, you got to have these certified engines now, the emissions tier 4 engines to meet the emission standards. All companies. That's coming into effect pretty soon. Obviously, your truck line, that's all going into effect right now, and it's fading into the tractor side of it.
So that will reduce efficiency, gas efficiency, fuel efficiency?
It'll help the efficiency's there. It's just the price. It's expensive to do this, but they're efficient on fuel, but there's a price that goes along with that. Like anything else.
Yeah. Okay, the brands of tractors, of course, you've been dealing with Case IH.
Case IH and Kubota's, the big top line as far as the farm side of it.
Yeah, I see a real big orange one back there. That's kind of a big size for Kubota, isn't it?
Yeah, they're getting bigger. each year they're coming out with, a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, because before, 100 horse was real big for Kubota, and that tractor in the other corner is 135 horse, so they're getting close. I mean, it's still not, the Case IH, they're still up 500-600 horsepower, but they're gaining ground. They're gaining ground.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you don't have, your brother Gary's got the lawn and garden end of this, so his customer base is growing all the time. Your customer base, it's tough to, are you able to get any business out of Canada now? I know a few years ago it was up, then it was down, and how is it now?
Yeah, now it's better than it was. Even today in open house day, there was quite a few Canadian customers getting parts at the counter, because now with their money at basically par, because before when it was at 20%, we lost a lot of customers. Now we're gaining some back fires for parts and fuel whole good sales across the border.
How far away would somebody come within reason? I know every once in a while you get some person from out of nowhere that's
right.
Really far away that just happens to buy from you. But your normal base, how far away would your normal customer base extend?
From on this side or across the border?
All around.
Either. Well, across the border, I mean, some will still come from 40, 50 miles away. And like around here, south about 75 miles. About around that 75 heading west. We kind of got the lake here around 15, 16 miles there to the lake. That's somewhat of the cutoff. There's still some that come from Albert in that area, but that's about the area. We'll go farther if we need to, but
if the customer is interested, you're interested.
Yeah.
Is there a franchise area that most of these tractor companies have, or is it?
Well, it's nothing set in stone, but you try not to, step on each other's toes.
Yeah.
Most of them we have a good working relationship with other dealers.
So where is your nearest Case IH dealer?
The nearest one is, the nearest one actually is St. Albans, Vermont.
And New York side?
New York side be Salem, New York.
That's a ways away.
Yeah, that's a ways, That's.
Yeah, so that gives you a good corner on the market, but that corner...
Yeah, I'd say the corner's dwindled down for sure.
Yes, it just is so few farmers that are still in business, and I had it a year and a half ago. My neighbors went out to Ridgeview Farm, and now they're laying eggs there.
But, goose poultry, yes.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking, the 20 years ago when you first did it, I mean, there was a lot of farms in this area and a lot of farmers here. Actually, there's more farmers here during the open house than there was on the consumer side, but now that trend has really changed.
Yeah, well, I know you've always had it during the week because of the farmers.
Right.
But any thoughts to having your open house on the weekend where most people aren't at work? Or are you afraid of getting swamped?
Well, that's it. We've been discussing it. It's a possibility. Possibly have it, on a Friday for still the farmers, maybe Saturday for the consumer, but we haven't ruled it out. But I know it is hard because, we have it during the day and a little bit at night, but it's tough when you work to hurry up, get home, to come up. But there's thought about it.
But you're usually non-stop here as it is, even without going to Saturday.
Yeah, it's true, because, around noontime it was really packed here. You couldn't even find a place to park, actually, a vehicle.
You mean they came for the the pancakes?
Well, everything. That's what it's Customer Appreciation Day.
So a lot of them just come in and say howdy. And
well, that's it. It's so busy that they can always come back later and purchase something.
Yeah, and the ones who are likely to have time this time of the year would be the farmers.
Yeah, right.
So those are the ones that might stick around. And
and which they did. They stuck around quite a bit because, this year, today's pretty nasty out, but this weekend are supposed to warm up, so...
Yeah, it's 39 degrees when I arrived here today, and I don't like the way that camera's pointing at me here. I'm going to move that over there. I want you to be the star of this program here.
Oh, you're doing good.
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather look at you than me.
Yeah, well... but it's 39 degrees here, but this weekend's supposed to be in the 70s.
Oh my gosh, I guess it's 70.
So a lot of people will be worried about getting their lawn mowed pretty soon.
Yeah, I know 2 weeks ago when it turned nice, the phone started ringing a lot more than when it did through the winter, that's for sure.
Now you do, in addition to farmers back here, you do have people who have those, tractors about this size here, modern tractors about this size here. That who's able to buy something like that? A 50, 60, 100 horsepower tractor.
Besides the farmer?
Yeah.
Well, you got people that just do hay. Like your horse farmers they're starting to get quite a few horse farms around where 50, 60 horsepower tractor and a spreader, and that's been getting big.
Well, it's good that you got to expand your market where you
Yeah,
can
diversify
and of course,
any way possible.
with the price of new equipment, I imagine your repair end is always busy.
Yeah, the repair, especially when milk price is down where they can't afford to trade. Well, they still have to do the crop. So if you got something broke and you can't afford to trade, you have to fix it. So
that keeps you busy back here. And how many guys do you have working back here in the repair end?
Besides me, there's six technicians here on this side.
Yeah, so that's a lot of tractors to keep that many
Well,
guys occupied.
especially in the wintertime when it it slows up. But we're fortunate we kept everybody busy this winter.
Yeah, well, it would be good advice. A lot of times a farmer wants to put it off because he doesn't want to spend that money till he needs his tractor, but it'd be a good idea to probably try to get that equipment in here during the off season, not wait till because I imagine every once in a while you get people calling at the same time once the weather breaks, and they all want it at the same time.
Definitely, and obviously December, January, and February is the best time for us to repair something, but when you don't have the extra money and that's not a necessity at the time, you wait till you absolutely have to, which I can see the other side of it too.
Yeah, right. Okay, you got some equipment lined up outside. You said you'd like us to take a look.
Well, just take a look at our, besides having the technicians and the tools inside, just like just show you the equipment as far as what we pick up and deliver the tractors and equipment with, and as far as doing service work on the road.
Okay, it's a little drizzly out, so we won't be spending a lot of time out there, but we will stick the camera outside and we'll take a look. This is your fleet out here, Wayne?
This is the fleet. The furthest one away is our tractor trailer. That's for picking up, the larger tractors and larger, wider equipment. The one just in front of that is to pick up the medium-sized tractors, and then just in front of that one is one of our service trucks, that mostly for that truck there for going on the road to repair tires.
Okay.
With just regular flat tires on the front or rear, and tractors that have fluid in the rear tires. There's a customer vehicle, black one there, but
those darn customers.
The one closest to us, that's a fairly new service truck that we've got set to do repairs work on the road. It's got torches, welder, grinders, tools in it, and different parts inside it to do some of the repairs on the road. And the one behind that is just another service pickup. It's just mostly just the pickup for towing and still doing road calls.
Okay, and you might tow a trailer behind there to bring a mower out to somebody or something?
Yeah, or deliver a piece of equipment. And yes.
Okay. And you got some of your equipment. Looking at the tires of this big piece of equipment here, looks like this one might be used, huh?
Yeah, that's a used case 621 loader. That the tire that's on it, it's like they call it like a rock tire. I mean, it's fairly wore out, but it's a heavier tire than your normal ones on loaders. It'll withstand like working on cement pavements. They wear better, but yeah, that's used. That's one of our used pieces of equipment. And actually, all these in line here is equipment that we took tractors we took in on trade.
So you probably have to sharpen your pencil a couple times when somebody wants to trade something in, because you don't want to just sit here. You want
that's it. Especially if you've got one on the lot that's the same model, it's hard to take a second one in if you've had one in for a while. But Like the ones on the other end, those are Magnum tractors. Actually, just sold at 7120. But yeah, you got to be careful what you take in, because you don't want that just to sit around. That's your profit.
Yeah, there's your profit sitting there. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not having as much fun out here as you are. It's kind of cool. Anything else you want to tell us while we're out here, though, Wayne?
While we're out here, well, actually, you got right behind me is talked about repairing tires. That is
The fluid?
tank is called ballast star fluid. It's for putting weight on the rear end of your tractor. You fill your tires with fluid, but this fluid here is 100% non-corrosive, so you can put that in the compact tractors that have tires that are tubeless valves. When they don't have tubes in it, they just got the valve and the liquid's going to sit on the rim. Just like that tractor right there has a tubeless. That's a tubeless tire. We would put this type of fluid in. It's more money, but it's 100% non-corrosive.
So it's not going to eat away at your tire.
The rim is the rim, yeah.
The rim.
And the tank over to my left, that one is like a calcium chloride.
Okay.
And that one you only can
That's
put in
salty.
with a tube, yeah, like a salt water.
Yeah. But this adds. How much weight would it add to the back of that tractor? Because
That tractor right there, that would probably put about 1,500 pounds of weight more on that tractor.
it gives you that much more balance and power, right?
Yeah, it gives you a lot more traction. A lot more traction, especially when you put the loader on the front. You need more weight on the back because you're taking it off.
You got to balance your weight.
Yeah.
Like you put a ton of in that loader, and you've only got the regular tires in the back. You're going to go forward.
Yeah, exactly. And like with this is a two-wheel drive it's on, but normally they're on the four-wheel drive tractors. And if you don't put counterweight on the back end, the front end is doing too much of the work, and you could take a chance of breaking the front end. So that's when you're going down, you're transferring all the weight to the front wheels. That's why they recommend definitely either ballast in the tires or a counterweight on the 3-point hitch.
Okay, that's something the regular person out there might not know, that those tires is not air; it's a liquid.
Yeah. Most of the tractors, it's the cheapest way to put weight. On a tractor. I mean, you can put wheel weights, but they're not cheap.
All right, let's go inside.
Okay, we'll go inside and I'll finish up.
All right, there's that big orange Kubota back there, and you got a different angle in here. Is it a big decision as to what to carry every year? I mean, you can't have one of everything on hand.
No, that's for sure, and especially when milk prices are down and farm is not the best. It's hard to stock 10, 15 new tractors, but that's why you gotta depending on the market, and you gotta be careful for sure.
Yeah, and in the equipment too, there's other stuff that you have here.
Oh yeah,
looks like an extension for an
elevator.
Yeah. You got a
Tether.
yeah.
And a round bale wrapper.
Of course.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially all the wet summers we've been having, they've been really working out well. Yeah.
Last year, I don't know how we didn't have a whole lot more barn fires because there wasn't 3 days of drying in a row.
No, there was a lot of wet hay put in, and a lot of it spoiled. And like you said, it didn't catch the barn on fire, but a lot of the animals didn't eat it either.
Yeah. You can salt it, but you can't keep it from getting too hot.
Yeah.
But, it's still going to rot on you.
Definitely. It was, just a tough time to put in hay, especially baled hay last year. It was, hopefully this year will be better for them.
Yeah, and the farmer, they can't just chop all their grass. They've got to have some dry hay going into those cows' stomachs.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, anything you want to wrap it up with, Wayne?
Well, just just want to thank you, Calvin, and Hometown Cable for coming here in the last 21 years. Really appreciate what you're doing for the communities. Hope everybody, continue to help support your organization. I'd just like to thank all the employees that work at Dragoon's Farm Equipment, because, without good employees, our business would be it wouldn't be what it is today. You know, been here, well, this dealership, 57 years. So I mean, without the people to run it, they wouldn't be. And just like all the volunteers, had a real good turnout for volunteers to help out do all the cooking. Very much appreciated, and I just like to, without the volunteers, I mean, all the employees that have to do the cooking, and it'd be really tough. But really, the Dragoon family really appreciates it.
All right. Thank you, Wayne Dragoon.
Thank you.
I remember back when we made our first visit here that Bob kept pointing out pictures on the wall and how this was all for that next generation. And here we are 20 years later, and there's another next generation. We just wanted to get this shot. When we first started coming here, your grandfather wasn't here, but he was still with us.
Oh yeah, he was helping out in the back.
I don't think we got him.
No, that was.
We got your grandmother, but
Yeah.
we didn't get him.
That was just before that, yes.
Yeah, and but now we see your father and you and your son. Which
Mark.
one? That's Mark.
Mark.
And who's the newcomer?
And my grandson, Logan Matthew.
Logan Matthew. Well, there you go. So the next generation has already begun here in the Dragoon family.
Yeah, he was born June 20th last year, 9 months old. And you can see another picture of him. He's already growing, 20-some pounds.
Going to take after his great-grandfather.
Yep, he's got some big hands, big arms. I think so.
Okay, we wanted to get a shot of him before we moved on. As strange as it may sound, not everybody's excited to chat with me, including this fellow here. What's your name?
Bill Muller,
Bill, where you from?
down by Schoharie County.
And you're with Kubota?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been with Kubota?
About 4 years now.
What'd you do before that? Work for a competitor?
I was working for different attachment companies.
Okay, now you're into the thing that pulls the attachment.
Thing that pulls the attachment. Yep, that's about the size of it.
Okay, does Kubota make Kubota make attachments besides stuff that might go right on the tractor directly?
We'll make the track, the loaders and the backhoes, and some of the drag boxes.
Okay, now this is a little bit bigger than what I'm used to seeing when I see the name Kubota.
This is 135 horsepower now. This has been out for about 2 years.
And who's apt to be using this? Farmers?
Yeah.
What would they use
Bigger.
it for?
Once we get into the bigger farmers, yep, they'll use this for tillage and bale and hay.
Okay, so they can pull some equipment behind this. Obviously, they're not going to pull one of those great big wide wheel harrow thingamajigs.
No, they'll go like on a plowing unit. They'll go like 5 or 6 bottom plows.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of pull.
Yeah. So has this been a good item for you?
So far, it has been good. It's taken off pretty good.
Okay, how big's your area?
I cover the northeast part of New York, Vermont, and western Massachusetts.
Okay, the western part would be the
Route 91 corridor, east
Pittsfield
west.
and that area there.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so that's a good spread out for you. How
There's
many
20,
dealers?
22 dealers.
22 dealers?
Yep, 22 dealers, 24 locations.
Okay.
Some dealers have 2 locations. Yep.
Dragoons used to years ago have,
Yes.
have a couple of locations, but how often do you get to see these folks?
Usually once a month. I make it to all my dealers once a month. Yeah.
Many miles in your car?
Let's see. I've had it for about a year with about 39,000 on it.
And they're all legitimate business miles. too.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So you're ever home?
Oh yeah. Yep. Most of the time I can do 3/4 of my dealers right from the house. So I can do all just day trips. Yep.
How far are you from here? This must be one of your...
This is 160 miles.
So normally, except for the open house, would this be a day trip? Or?
No, I'll go back. I'll stay up here tonight, and then I'll head a little bit west to some other dealers tomorrow.
So you do try to get, rather than
Yep.
like the spokes of a wheel go back and forth,
No.
you might as well...
You get 2 or 3 of them in a day if you can.
Okay, what do you do when you come into a dealer like this here? They know you're coming?
Yep. They'll know I'm coming. I'll come in and go through inventory, see what they're going to need. Most of the time we'll order like for March right now we're ordering for July delivery. So for any units I feel he's going to need by July, we get them in the system now and get them ordered.
Okay, now, dealing in the farm business, up this area, it's a lot of farmers going out. Is that pretty much the standard throughout your area?
It's been a slowdown.
And I know I was talking with Gary, and he reminded me of the terrible weather we had last year for drying hay and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably throughout your whole district.
Yep, all that plays in part.
Now, is Kubota, I know it's a Japanese company, right?
Correct.
And it sounds like Toyota, but you're not going to have to worry about your accelerator getting stuck on these.
No.
They've been in business for quite a while, though, haven't they?
We've been in the United States for 35 years. It's over 35 years. But this year, Kubota's selling 120 years in business.
120?
Yes.
So that's a lot, 1890.
Yeah. Yes.
So they obviously didn't have tractors when they started.
No.
Just like John Deere didn't. They started with other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when they started, they were stuff that probably horses pulled behind, or maybe they weren't even in farm equipment.
I don't know. They started out in black pipe, actually. Sewer pipe.
Yeah, and don't they have sewing machine divisions? And
I don't know on that one.
I thought there were Kubota sewing machines.
Yeah. But the tractors are all built in Japan. The loaders, the backhoes, most of the attachments that Kubota builds are built in Georgia. We have a facility down in Georgia. The RTVs are built down in Georgia. All the smaller compact tractors are built in the United States.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of it that's built in the States. Just the bigger tractors that are built overseas.
If you want to help the local U.S. economy, don't buy a big tractor, buy two small ones.
Right, right. Well, Kubota has over 1,000 employees in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Anything you think we should know about your company that we haven't covered here?
Right now, we're just offering 0% financing up until the end of June, so that's a good deal for the consumer.
0% till the end of June?
Till the end of June.
Okay.
That's for 60 months.
5-year.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you chatting with us, and be sure to visit the website, and you'll see yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. When you come to Dragoons, you never know who you might run into, and in this case, we've run into a museum curator here.
Well, I don't know about that, but we're with the Babby Rural and Farm Learning Museum, so we're working on our physical structures right now and trying to get them in order, and we have a few small displays up now, and people can stop by, but June 5th, the museum weekend is actually our first open day, but we'll have our grand opening on June 12th and 13th. We're hoping to have several politicians for the ribbon cutting, and we're having Joseph Burke sign his minor book at the museum on the 13th, approximately noontime, and he'll be signing on one of the old tables from the old school. So.
Yeah, you probably went to that old school, right?
Yes, I did. I went until I was in 7th grade, and we carried our own desk across to the new school. I was one of the ones that was very disappointed that they tore down the old historic school, but
yeah, there were 3 or 4 others that were disappointed too.
So it'll be a great thing. Mr. Miner had a high impact in the county, agriculturally, the hospital, Candelore House. People don't always realize how much he impacted the whole
definitely.
county.
Built the physicians' hospital many years ago.
Yeah.
Besides the school and of course the Miner farm. We're chatting with Rick Lauren, by the way, and your uncle, Leeward Babby, is the man who decided he is going to not only collect this stuff, but make sure it was available to future generations.
And that's a key one for us. We're looking to set the museum up, and we've got our charter as a nonprofit. We received that in January. We are looking to have the museum run for the next 500 years. So that's our goal.
And after that, who cares?
I'm not going to worry too much about it after, but we really want to impact the local 4-H groups, the schools. We want to get the kids involved. We want to be able to have them put them on a 2-man saw and try what it was really like to do a little bit of physical labor and stuff.
Don't forget, you got an FFA chapter too in the county.
In the county, yeah. So we're working with the cooperative extension. I've been in contact with Pete, and so we are looking to work with these groups. We're going to have a big conference room so that people can use that, and we will be very close on time as far as being ready, but we have a great group of volunteers that have been helping us dramatically. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Leeward graduated from St. Mary's here probably in the middle 1950s and moved to the Peru area.
In 1960.
Had his farm down there. He's on the River Road.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know how to get to the River Road, it's right by the school. You come down 22B and it's right on that corner, right by the school. You just head right down there. And
We're about 1.25 miles down past that. You can't miss the eight Farmall tractors that are displayed on the front lawn. So, yeah. And we're hoping to have several things being displayed and running for the opening weekend, and certain special other times we will have other demonstrations, planting, plowing with the old tractors. The shingle mill is a real nice piece of equipment that we're going to have running a lot, and so, yeah.
so there'll be hours that it'll be open. Now, it will be open year-round or just in the good weather?
We're going to be open, trick question, April to October, and by appointment during the winter. Our hours will be 10 to 4, and we're going to be a little different than some of the others. We're going to be Wednesday to Sunday. So we will be open Sundays because we know how people do stuff on Saturday. Kids have baseball games and soccer games, so we want to be open both days on the weekend to try it, and hopefully it's successful.
Who's going to be in there all that time? It's a lot of commitment for hour-wise.
Yeah, Leeward's going to be there a couple days during the week, and we're going to try and rotate docents, which are volunteers and family members, rotating weekends, and that way no family should have to work more than one weekend a month, and and it's an enjoyable thing anyway, even for us. I mean, we like being there.
Yeah, and the people who are coming are going to be wide-eyed, and the kids will be, their mouth open,
Yeah.
and so it's going to be a fun part for the people working there to,
Yes.
to experience the people visiting.
Yeah, and we have the donkeys will be out, and the horses, so hopefully we'll be able to feed them guys here. They're liking carrots an awful lot, so yeah, we should have a good time for all, and hopefully we can have things, tractors and things running quite a bit. So,
How many large pieces of equipment, like say tractors, would you roughly? I know you don't know, you have an exact inventory in your head.
yeah, the tractors we have either 13 or 14, and then other thrashers, corn binders, and that type of items, we have about 50 items like that. Sleighs, buggies, and we have several family item things, which are very important to the display. So, we'll have a small store, nothing very big, but it's just a tremendous opportunity for the whole county, and we're really looking forward to people coming down and enjoying it. There's no admission charge. We're looking for donations if they're able to, but we really want people in the door. That's so that they can see what it was like and enjoy all these items, and hopefully explain to the new generation what it was like. So.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to explain probably to at least a couple generations, because
Yeah.
most of this stuff, people 50 years old have never seen in operation.
I grew up on the farm, and I did not have any horse experience. So, it's there's a lot though. There's a lot more to it than that. We do have carpenter tools, ice cutting tools. We're going to set up a maple syrup bush. We have a sawmill as well, because there was a lot of loggings. Leeward's being in Peru, he's right on the edge of the Adirondack, so there was a lot of logging stuff there. So, yeah, it's.
And what's the title of the museum?
The museum is the Babby Rural and Farm Learning Museum, and learning in there is very important. And we want it to be enjoyable, interactive, and that's a key thing. We're not going to be the average museum where we come in and say, "Don't touch." There's going to be a couple items.
Well, yeah, you're shingling, you're cutting shingles, you don't want to touch.
Yeah, but a lot of the items they'll be able to take and
The static displays.
yeah, and it'll be wonderful.
Yeah. Now, I know early July, the antique gas engine show is going on, and usually Leeward and his son are there with demonstrations. Are you still going to be able to do something like that? Or are you gonna
Absolutely. Actually, I just met with them, and we're looking so forward to working with them. And the Underground Railroad in Peru, they were looking for some beams because they're restoring a barn that had the Underground Railroad. So we're looking to hopefully furnish them with some beams. And Adirondack Architectural Historical Alliance. Arch
Keysville.
was there yesterday, and they added us to their tour.
Oh, good.
So we want to work with everybody that we can. And the gasoline engines, Leeward will definitely still be there. We're still going to do the parades. It's just we think we'll be able to do a little more at the museum rather than having to load everything up. But we still need to be as interactive as what we say we are. So that's very important.
It'll be a learning curve as you get into it. You'll know a lot more about how to do this 6 months from now than you
Yes,
do
we
right
will.
now.
Yes, we will. So
But I'll tell you right now, we'll not be there on the 5th of June, because up here at the 5th and 6th we're having a big 250th anniversary at Point of Fair of the Rogers Rangers
okay.
battle that
So
took place on Point of Fair. So hopefully everybody in the northern tier will be there, then go down on the 12th and 13th.
well, the 5th is a countywide
Museum
free
day.
museum day,
Yeah.
but hopefully, they can enjoy that. And
actual opening will be on the official opening. Will be on
ours
the
will be
13th.
the 12th and 13th. Yes, and that's when we'll have the ribbon cutting and the book signing. We'll probably. It looks like we're going to have a band on Saturday as well for the afternoon. So it's. We hope to have a lot of participation, and I know it's dozer days too. So, but everybody's busy in the summer. You can only do.
You
can,
squeeze everything in. That's the way it is. Up
and
here.
that's it.
Just,
So,
you get such a short window to do everything.
Yeah. So,
But hopefully, but if they can't make it your grand opening, they got till October to get there.
oh yes. So that's great.
I applaud you for doing this, but I applaud your uncle even more.
Yeah.
He was a heck of
Yeah.
a guy, and
So-
it's really great that he's doing this.
Yes. So, and we appreciate Jack helping us out today. He's Jack and Gary and Wayne have let us set up a small booth just to advertise a bit, and we can't thank them enough. We have a lot of supporters, and so we appreciate everything people do for us.
Okay, well, thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
As usual, it's always very hectic here. We're gonna try to get Jack and Gary to chat with us, and we'll be taking a few more pictures here. Well, the one reason a lot of people come here every year is for the food. Usually it's the pancakes, but the past several years they've also been using their Holland Grill here. What's your name?
John. I'm a representative for the Holland Grill Company.
Got a last name, John?
John Abbey.
Abby, all right. Nice to meet you, John. And you were representing the Holland Grill Company. Where are you out of?
I'm out of Wayland, New York.
Where in the heck is Wayland, New York?
Wayland is about mid-dead center of central New York, midway between Buffalo, Syracuse, and Rochester, 50 miles south of Rochester. So when you draw the little lines on the map, that's where we're at.
Okay. So this is quite a little hike for you here. This part of your territory, though?
This is my territory. I'm the representative for New York State,
The whole state?
the whole state right now. Until there's another representative in this area, I represent the whole New York State.
Oh, congratulate you. You've got a
Yes,
lot of ground
it's
to
a
cover.
little bit of a jaunt up here, but we thoroughly enjoy cooking on the Holland Grill because it's the only grill that's guaranteed not to flare up.
So what do I care if it flares up?
Well, if it flares up, it's going to burn your food, and burnt food causes carcinogens, and carcinogens causes cancer. So you're actually going to be able to eat healthier off from this grill. The other thing is you're going to be able to taste your seasonings and spices that you put on instead of scraping it off into the garbage because it's burnt it.
Okay, and this is a type of grill where you kind of close that cover and you walk away from it, huh?
Yes, with the Holland Grill, you more or less just put your food on, close the grill down, because with the Holland, if you're looking, you're not cooking. And you wait your length of time, lift the lid back up, and enjoy your food.
Well, some people enjoy that experience of sitting there and
Well,
looking at those.
well, if you're into that, they do have the charcoal grill that they've come out with. It's called the Patriot Grill. They're going to be able to be carrying those this year. So if you're still into the charcoal, they have that as well for you.
Okay. Now, you're going to make believe you cooked this turkey here for us, right, on this grill?
No, I didn't cook it. The Howland Grill cooked it. It took the grill 3.5 hours to cook this 20-pound bird.
So that's a little bit better than your regular oven would do, right?
Probably about 10 minutes per pound quicker, yes. This would normally take about 5.5 hours in my oven if I was to do it in the house.
And it's nicely, evenly cooked. So is there the book tells you what to set it for, so you don't have to keep checking on it?
No, the Howland Grill is a simple on-off operation. You're either cooking or you're not. So it's more or less, if you know how long your food is going to take, you just cook by time.
Right. So but you need somebody to tell you how long it's going to take you to cook that turkey on this particular grill. So is there a book that
They
tells
have
you?
a small book that comes with the grill that should tell you, and if it does not, you can just Google howlandgrill.com, and they have a bunch of different recipes that you can get right off from the website.
Okay, so it helps the people who are a little handicapped when it comes to cooking, like myself. It kind of helps you to figure out.
Yes, I'm in the construction field by trade, but the Howland Grill makes you look like a chef.
Almost foolproof, huh?
Almost foolproof. Because it doesn't burn your food. You know, it gives you actually grace time when you're cooking on the grill. If you do forget it for 5 to 10 minutes, it's not going to burn it. You know, it's not going to dry it out in that length of time either.
Okay, there's no window though you can look at to see how it's coming either. You got to take it.
Take it just, cooking by the time. Once you've cooked onto it a couple of times, you'll know how long your food's going to take, and then you just let it go, and it does its job, and then you enjoy the food.
Okay. Now I've seen commercials and other things that show a whole variety of things that have been cooked on the Howland Grill.
Yes.
What's some of the most unique items you've seen?
My supervisor that is out in St. Mary's, Ohio, they've done the kicking frog legs, which are frog legs in a jalapeno sauce, rolled in breadcrumbs, done onto the Howland Grill.
That shouldn't take too long.
That doesn't take too long, and he says that they're very good. I'm going to be trying that, as well as venison has been done on here. Chicken speedies, because it won't burn them. You can just throw them right on here and just let them cook. The fish is very good on here. That also is a smoking. This grill is not just a grill, because I said it smokes, it steams, it grills, and it bakes. You can bake a pie on here. Just simply put it on, and about 50 to 55 minutes, as a normal oven would bake the pie, it would be on there as well.
What's the cooking temperature?
Cooking temperature on the Howland cooks between 400 to 425, 430 degrees.
Okay. Does it tell you what the temperature is at a given time? Or?
On the Heritage that you're seeing here, we don't have the thermometer onto it, because with the Howland you only pay for the features that you want. But on the Epic, that does have the thermometer, and it's built right into the top. So you have the thermometer right onto the top here, and you'll be able to see.
That's the one I have.
Oh, so you actually have a Howland. Well, that's great.
Yeah, I'm not as dumb as I sound here.
Yes.
Yes. You're glad to hear that?
A lot of people, think that you have to be experienced to be able to cook on the Howland the way the food comes off from it, but the Howland actually makes you look like a chef.
Okay. Now, if you got your typical quarter-pound hamburger, how long would it take you to cook it?
On the Howland, it's not going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to probably take you 35 to 40 minutes, but the flavor that you're going to get off from the grill is going to be well worth the wait.
So you just have to plan to start your cooking a little earlier, right?
Start the cooking a little earlier to enjoy a great meal.
Now, if you're cooking, let's say you're cooking hamburgers and you're cooking hot dogs, the cooking time might be different. How much heat do you lose if you pick that to grab your?
Just depending on the day. Like on a day like we're cooking here now, it's 30 degrees.
You'll lose it all.
You'll lose a little bit, but it recoups pretty fast. But you'll probably lengthen your cooking time probably 2 to 3 minutes then.
Oh, so you're not.
You're not waiting.
Not starting from scratch. Then.
You're not starting right from scratch again. No.
Okay. Anything else you think we should know about?
No, the sides here, though, are a food-safe side on any of the grills. They're made out of this. It's a new stone side. It's food-safe. You can check your food right off from the grill. Cut with your knife here. It's made out of the plastic, so it's not going to dull your cutlery. And if it's not done quite right, put it back onto the grill, wash your surface off, and you're ready to go again.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm very pleased with mine, and looks like you've done a good job here. And of course, you didn't cook it. You said the grill did.
No, the grill did it. The grill makes you look like the chef.
All right. Did you cook anything else today?
Yes, we cooked a meatloaf, a pork tenderloin, and I have chicken legs, which are just about done right now. But because it doesn't flare up, I don't have to worry about standing out there babysitting the grill.
You've been busy.
I've been very busy.
Okay. Thanks for chatting with us.
Oh, you're very welcome. You have a great day.
And these annual events are the toughest people to track down are usually the members of the Dragoon family, and Gary is no exception. You are busy today?
Very busy. Yep, had a good turnout. The weather's kind of held off for us, so it's been very good.
I was talking to Wayne, and I mentioned the fact that you've always had these during the week, going back to when the farmers were probably your only people that came.
Yep.
But now with so many of your clients working during the week, have you thought about weekends? But you're busy enough without going to a Saturday.
Right. Even now, I mean, just before we got ready for open house, it started to get busy, so we're putting tractors back together and trying to get everything in and get cleaned up. If we might do something with just lawn and garden, I think then we would probably do something on the weekend. And farmers, if it's nice, they're going to be busy anyway, so probably during the week is the best for them to begin with. But we're getting big enough now, we'll probably do something separate just for lawn and garden customers afterwards.
Yeah, the farmers today are here, but if it was 3-4 days from now, of course, ground's still kind of cold and wet out there, even though it's going to be 70 degrees.
Yeah.
But I remember a lot of Good Fridays that we were out there working.
No, yeah, and I can remember 3-4 years ago we were plowing snow too the day before open house, so it can be either nice or snowy or rained all the time last year when we had it. But I mean, it's a little cold today, but at least it's not raining and pouring. People can get out and at least look at the equipment today.
Yeah, it's a little cool, but it's not too bad out there. Now it's 30th of March as I'm here taping this, and I'm looking forward to this Sunday because not only because it's Easter, but baseball season opens.
Yep.
But you're looking forward to lawn mowing season.
Yep, I'm sure if that 70 degrees, the grass is going to start turning green, so it's probably going to all come at once, and we'll really be busy then.
Now, last year with all the rain we had, it was probably a good year for lawnmowers because the grass, the last several years, the grass kept on growing. We don't seem to get those dry spells anymore where we don't. Used to be 4th of July until August. It was no grass growing.
Yeah, last year we had a real good year for repairs. Sales was down a little bit, but with the economy and everything was going on, the sales dropped off, but the service work was probably above average than normal, but it's because everybody was fixing theirs instead of buying new ones. You just didn't know what was gonna happen with our economy, so people are cautious, and you can't blame them.
No. And it keeps your service guys happy.
Oh yeah, it keeps them busy. There's so many things going on here, between Wyeth and they're closing or not closing, but are downscaling. So that affects everybody down the road. It's not just Wyeth. It affects the whole community, all the businesses, everybody. It's just a spiral effect.
Yeah. How many lines of equipment in lawn and garden end do you carry? How many different companies?
Pretty much just 3 is our main. We might pick up a few odd ends here and there, but mostly Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, and Echo. And Kubota, but they're more in our compact end and stuff in the case and the compacts. But lawn and garden end is mostly just the 3.
So you have had companies that you've carried and then no longer carry, so you're always on the lookout
Right.
for...
Trouble today is you got to order so much in order to get terms and get discounts and the freight. So if you got to start paying $20 a trimmer to get it shipped here, it cuts down a lot on your margin. So you got to. It's just hard to carry everybody. You have to go where you can get the best discounts and the best freight and all the products today. And that's why we pretty much just stick with them three, and they've been good to us, and I think we've probably been pretty good to them too. So it's worked out well.
And that's got to be a big decision every year to decide, particularly when you're talking not so much a trimmer, because you're not talking a lot of dollars there, but you're talking some of these big riding mowers, talking a lot of dollars if they sit here all year.
Yeah, that's why this year was tough. You don't know we had scaled down a little bit last year, thinking that maybe sales would be down, but I think this year was even tougher because we really don't know what to expect. So we pretty much kept it the same as what we ordered last year, and hopefully we'll do more than we ordered, but you never know.
Now, if all of a sudden they start selling and you do need to order, how much of a turnaround is there?
They're pretty good now. Within a week and a half to 2 weeks, we can get a good order in, as long as you get enough dollar amount that they'll send the whole truckload up for you. So within a couple weeks, you can have the stuff here. And we have a good working relationship with a lot of the other dealers around. So if we need something bad, they'll transfer it to us, or if they need something, we'll transfer it to them. So you got to try and work with everybody around, and it pays.
Yeah, because someday you'll be the guy wanting it. So
it's worked out that way. So they help us and we help them, and it works. It works for everybody.
Okay, you lawn mowing wise, you start with the push mowers. Size wise, what would be the smallest you could get?
Smallest push mower is like a 19-inch now, and you can get either self-propelled or just a regular push type. You can get them with baggers, mulchers. They got the electric start ones now. That's starting to be a big thing. Just turn the key and go now.
As opposed to
trying to pull on it. Yeah, somebody has shoulder problem or elderly people, just turn the key and you can go, and it's self-propelled, so you don't have to manhandle it. All the companies are doing that with the electric
it's
start.
self-propelled. If you decide you want to push it, does it?
Yeah, you can just don't use the handle for the self-propel and just roll it. They may roll a hair harder because you've got a belt on there that's turning, but you can still do it.
Okay, and self-propelled, are there different speeds, or are you going to go one speed?
Some of them have a single speed. Other ones have like 6 different speeds. And then we have some that the more you squeeze the handle, the faster you go. So you can set the speed that you want to go.
Okay, now then you get into how wide could a self-propelled be?
We've got some now that are 33-inch. So
That better be self-propelled.
That's self-propelled, yeah. And it's got reverse on it and stuff. But somebody's got big yard, but not really big enough for a lawnmower, a rider, they can use these. And we've got a lot of commercial guys that use them to go into cities with a smaller lawn so they can get done faster and stuff. So that has electric start. They've been a big seller too.
And now in the riding ones, what's the range there?
Actually, this year they came back out with a 30-inch one. Normally 42 is our smallest, but now they're finding that people want a small rider for their small yards, and they came back out with the 30-inch ones, and you can go from 30-inch all the way up to 72-inch now. So they got a wide variety there, 54-inch, 60-inch, so pretty much size anybody needs, they make it now.
Now, is the ZTR still a hot and heavy item, or is that
zero turns? Or I wish we had one here, but we don't yet. But Cub Cadet this year came out with one with a steering wheel. No, you don't need the handles. You got a steering wheel, and you can go right around in a circle. And I was hoping to get them here because I believe that's going to be a big seller. Because not everybody. And it is hard on your arms because your arms are always up like this all the time.
Yeah.
And they got to be there. Where this, you can steer it with your fingers. So I'm pretty excited about that, and hopefully they'll get here pretty soon.
excited? Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the new things.
You saw that? You went, yeah.
Maybe I'll get one now.
You have a bit of a lawn, and your father's got he owns a couple acres there, and
Yeah, he
plus
owns
the
quite a
camp.
bit.
And
Yeah, my brother's got a big yard. I've got a big yard, so now I used to like mowing a lot. Now it's kind of now I got to get my grandson to do it.
yeah, as your time, the hours you got available to do it dwindle,
Yeah.
know,
Every year it seems to get less and less. I don't know. I thought you're supposed to slow down as you get older, but I think it's getting worse.
well, it's good to have kids and grandkids to,
That's for sure.
to step in
Yep.
and do those things. So how big, horse-wise, is there?
We got some of the zero turns are up to 37 horse now. Yeah, you can put a 72 inch with 37 horse and can mow about 13 miles an hour. So if you can stay in the seat, you can mow.
You'll be bouncing if you got a rough,
Oh, yeah.
a rough lawn.
They make them fast, but you can, depending if your lawn isn't too smooth, you're only gonna go a certain speed anyway.
Well,
So
you'll ruin your equipment too.
Yeah.
When you get out there bouncing around.
and you'll have broken teeth and everything else from bouncing up and down.
That wouldn't be good. I see most of these push or self-propelled here have bags. Is that becoming more popular?
Yeah, especially in the last couple of years have been so wet. You can only mow certain times and it gets away from you. And so instead of raking, as long as you let it dry a little before you mow, you're able to pick it up and save yourself a little time from getting that hand rake out. So pretty much all of them now have the baggers with them.
How about the big ones?
The riders, they're available for all the models. If somebody wants them, we're more than welcome to put it on for them. The only drawback with the baggers, it's got to be dry when you pick it up. Otherwise, it's always plug in the chute and get mad.
It's kind of frustrating if it's wet grass.
Yeah,
And of course, last year there was a lot of wet grass.
yeah. It's never stopped raining.
Okay. Anything else, Gary? That you think is
Thank you
important?
again for coming up, like usual. Like you said, it was 21 years. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, 20 years ago was our first one, April 10th. Bob and I showed up here in
Yep.
1990, and this is the 21st time we've been here. So,
It definitely goes by fast. I know that.
yeah.
A lot of change in them 20 years from our little showroom we had in there, and I don't think we had the big shop at the time. No. No,
I don't know if they were just talking about it or if it was the
so.
following year that the plans for
Yep, for the big building came on. Yep.
building it. Yeah, so you've definitely grown.
Yep. I think this is as big as we're getting now.
Well, yeah, there's only so much.
And farmers, they got to do something there. Hopefully, somebody's going to sit down and get this straightened out because there's going to be nobody left with the way they're going now.
I can't imagine how these guys are hanging in there. Just beyond me, the price that they're getting.
It's costing them more to make the milk than what they're getting for it. So somebody's got to wake up before too long, or otherwise the small farmers are going to be out. And I'm sure even the big farmers are feeling the crunch now too. So hopefully.
Yeah, and the last thing we want to do is become dependent on somebody else other than our own nation for our food.
Yeah, I mean we're doing that now. If we got to start importing our milk and our beef and everything else, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, then we've got to be able to provide our own food. If we can't do that, we're in big trouble because then we're at the mercy of whatever leader that wants to, Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time for us.
Thank you again.
Glad to be here. Is there a Dragoons Farm Equipment softball team this year?
Yes, there is.
Is there?
We've even got the old man now is going to play this year again.
Huh?
Yep. Try it one more time.
You're going out? I can just see about two games.
Well, they bet on 5 games, so they give me 5.
That's the over/under is 5.
But I'll probably just DH.
Have you played any Sunday League? Or
No, we've been practicing a little bit.
No, but have you played Sunday League the last several years? No, so you haven't played in how long?
10 years, maybe.
10 years.
Maybe more. No, actually, maybe 20 years.
Well, if you want to know what you used to look like, go to HometownCableNetwork.com, and we've got some of your old games on there. You can see Gary Dragoon up there fouling off 20 pitches in a row at the Bowl Mart. You can't do that anymore, you know.
No, one, I think 2 fouls now and you're out.
Yeah, so you can't do that. You gotta put the ball in play.
So we'll see what happens.
So what position are you?
DH. But we'll see.
So is Robbie playing on Dragoons
Robbie,
this year?
yeah, Mark and Dan. There's gonna be 5 Dragoons on the team, so.
Robbie, Mark, Dan, Gary. Who else is that?
No, they got one of their cousins playing too,
One
so
of the cousins, okay.
I'm not sure which one, but
Okay.
hopefully we'll do all right.
All right. Well, I'll be watching for
We're
you.
watching, yeah. If you look in the paper, see somebody got hurt or something down at West Plattsburgh.
I'll wait till I'm there taping before you do that. Okay.
All right.
I want to capture that. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, there's a lot of other things besides mowers that they have here. There's a lot of trimming and other equipment, including chainsaws. If it has to do with lawn, garden, or yard care, if it's been invented, chances are they've got one or more of them available here, including a lot of used equipment. They've got used chainsaws over there, and of course a lot of people trade in equipment when they buy a new lawn utensil. So people not in the market for a new one can often find a good reconditioned one here. And there's some leftover gardening equipment here. You get your garden ready for 2010. Everybody is cooking inside except for this poor fellow. They stuck him outside there. Larry Dumas, my barber, he's stuck outside cooking sausage. There we go. We've got people inside though. About half of them took off as soon as I came in. We got a flipper here. Earl Robinson, how you doing?
Not too bad. Keeping you busy today?
Yeah, yep, busy quite often, a lot of days. It's a little painful once in a while. You try to flip the ones a little bit closer. Do you get a little grease on your hand once in a while?
Yes, and the grease is very hot, so you learn to protect yourself.
I'd have my sleeve rolled down, I think, instead of up. Any idea how many pounds you've gone through?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 boxes and probably 50 pounds per box. So
It's a lot of pig.
oh yes.
So you've been here all day, Earl?
No, I didn't get here until 10. I had to go up to Three Steeples Church to do some work up there.
Well, it started at 10, so you weren't too late.
No, they had the first group of people already in there eating.
Really? When you got here at 10?
Yeah. There was probably 50, 75 people in dining already.
They must be from Oklahoma. They were Sooners.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. You in charge of the pancakes here, Francis?
No, I'm not.
Francis Menard, you cooked here before? I know you built a lot of the buildings here. I didn't know you did pancake flipping too.
Bill's been here all. Except that first one.
This is all very scientific, as you can see. These are big pancakes here. Whoop. So what are you waiting for, Todd?
Waiting for the crowd to get here.
Oh, you've been here all day?
Since 7:30 this morning.
7:30. Earl tells me there were people here before 10 today.
Oh yeah, we started serving about 10 o'clock.
He said when he got here around 10, there was already people out there.
Waiting for the pancakes and sausage.
Are you a pancake man?
I'm a pancake man. We're in idle mode right now.
It's what is it, 4:30 or so? It'll be busy pretty soon, I think.
We'll be getting the supper crowd next.
Maybe some of those you saw for the dinner crowd, for the lunch crowd too.
Probably the lunch crowd and the dinner crowd.
Come back. Now we won't disturb the people who are eating here or zoom in on them with a mouthful of food, but this is what they call a quiet crowd here. This is at 4:30. And they're saying it's quiet right now, so you can imagine what it looks like here when it's busy. All right, you're right fine where you are, sir. Don't move on me because that camera won't follow you. No. The first thing I'm supposed to say today is happy birthday.
All right, thank you very much, Calvin.
You're willing to tell us how many birthdays?
Doesn't matter. They keep going every year. I'm way past the speed limit now in New York State.
Yep. And you'd be speeding just about everywhere, right?
That's correct.
Maybe it was some of those western states where you can go any speed you want.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got the patriarch here, Mr. Jack Dragoon, and it's always hectic, always busy on these days. You ever get done and say, not again?
Well, I guess in some ways, yes, but other ways, kids want it, plus the free help we have plays a big part in it. And the help we do have here at Dragoons is what makes it. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
No, you had your open house originally, what, 53? You guys opened up, your father?
Yeah, 1953.
You were just a youngster then? You were probably still in school, just about to graduate?
Yep, 16. Graduated when I was 17.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I just must have been like you. I turned in April and graduated in June. You turned in March and graduated in June.
Bring your April when you're in March 30th.
What are all these plaques back here, Jack?
All them are tickets I sold over the years for the fire department. The axe up there is 50 years of fire service.
50 years. That was 5 years ago. Yeah. Have you retired from the fire service?
No, pretty close to that.
Now you're still here every day. You're in your advanced stage. You're
bring her every day. If I feel like taking off, I take off when I wanna.
Well, it's nice to have your family involved in the business, and know that when you're not here, you got people that know what they're doing and can run the business.
Well, that's correct. If it wasn't for that, I would be out a long time ago. Like most everybody else, they're retired at this age.
Yeah. Now, Jennifer is what does she have a title here? Or do you give your people titles, your kids? Or?
Well, the two boys are vice presidents, and of course she's the secretary, treasurer, I guess you would call it. So they all got shares in the business.
So it's incorporated?
Yes.
Now Scott doesn't work. I know he's here helping out today.
No, he comes helps out when something like this.
Yeah, but he's not employed.
No. Yeah, he was for a while, but this wasn't his cup of tea. You gotta like it to be able to. And
yeah.
You can do it, but he chose to do other stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. How many employees do you have right now? Do you know?
Oh, 20 employees.
Including you?
One, myself.
21?
So
I'm
the least paid outfit, least paid one of the one.
You got to start somewhere, Jack.
Oh yeah.
So everybody's full time.
Oh yeah. Everyone. Well, no, take it back. We have one part time, Jim Robinson.
Jim Robbins.
Yeah, he part time.
But he can do more part time than the average guy can do full time, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
You have to ask the boys that.
Jim, I'm sure would want me to say that.
Comment on it.
This business certainly has changed from 57 years ago when you guys opened up. I don't think your father could have imagined what it would evolve into, or the situation that the farmers would have.
No.
You got so few farmers still standing, and they're certainly being challenged every month with their paychecks to stay in the business.
I don't know. I know we lost up to now 95%. Then when he took over, when he bought out Ralph Lamberton back in '53, there used to be 4 IH dealers in Clinton County alone. So.
Bring Logan. Bring Logan in here, Wayne. We saw the picture of the next generation here. What are you? Are you the great grandfather here?
He's the grandfather. I'm great.
You're the great.
Yep,
Okay.
he's the great
Let me get to. I can zoom in on this young fella here. He doesn't know what's going on here. All he knows is he's in Grandpa's arms, and he's got the great grunt next to him here. 9 months old.
Where's your sister?
He's going to be pretty chubby little fellow. I don't know who he would take after.
I don't know either. It's obviously nothing on Wayne's side of the family, right?
I don't know who he would take after, to be honest.
Lexi,
We got a girl too here.
Yeah.
Lexi, hi Lexi. Alexis.
Can you smile for the camera?
Yeah,
Can you smile for the camera?
there we go. She doesn't know what's going on either. Hello, you, Alexis. She doesn't know. Oh. How old are you, Mark?
Remember
He doesn't know.
Remember when he was that high up there, him and...
Yep. 20 years ago there, I remember I saw it over the weekend there, Bob talking to a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
Robbie was in preschool, so these guys are younger than...
No, he's the same, about the same age as Robbie. They're months apart, I believe. Yeah.
20 years ago they were in preschool. Now look at it.
Yeah. Time has changed, eh? We all change in that.
Yeah. Now Dan works here. Mark's brother Dan works here, right?
Well, he's been helping out. Mark is helping out his father in the department some too.
Okay, we'll get the camera back on here. Don't move on me, Jack. Here we're doing this on the fly here.
Just grab that paper right there.
Grab a paper right there. All right. I'm going to do this on camera. This paper right here. Gotta get your glasses. Okay, I get your glasses too. All right, I don't want you to move here. So there's your glasses. I didn't put my fingers in them, so.
It's okay.
All right, do you have a speech here?
No, it's just something.
We don't have a teleprompter, so.
No, I was
unlike
going.
the president.
Yeah, I was going through the drawer the other day, and this is dated back in January of '82. Milk price in New England order marking area will be paid the minimum blend price of $13.92. And
28 years ago.
right, and then in '97, in March, the price was $13.16.
15 years later, the price had gone down 75 cents.
And now we're in 2010, and I guess someone's getting in the high 13s. The 14 is back down to 14. And back then, when gas, how much was gas a gallon back in them times?
Yeah. How much was
And
the
look,
iron?
right, and iron and everything else, and look at today, and this hardly makes any sense. See right here, this is another one that's dated in '09. Milk price is down more than 50% from last summer. I've hit an all-time high of 2007. And now we're down 50%. So you take wages. Farmer has to live up now in this same thing, where grain they feed the cows represent 50% of their income. And with everything else, electricity, taxes, insurance, and all this, and it's going to be. Name one outfit that is in.
Yeah,
this situation.
who could possibly live on 1982 wages.
Right.
You just can't.
You know, you take all these people, you know, you know, take their pay cut in half and try to live on it. And this is all farmers got to do.
Yeah. Besides working 12 to 16-hour days.
That's right. And, you know, overhead they got. And, you know, I've got some and say, you know, they're just sick of losing money. And some are selling land. We've had 3 right here that I do business with have sold some of their land to, you know, and downsizing. What's getting sick of working for nothing?
Yeah.
And there's a lot more like it. And I don't know, you know, what's the remedy? There's got to be a limit. Or what? You know, the government. To me, they got too many agencies and not the right one. And I just don't like to get in it anymore. Because I could tell you,
Yeah, that doesn't.
the earful and ain't going to do no good.
Doesn't
Because
seem to matter who's in power. It's,
no,
the farmer always seems to get the short end of
no, these politicians, I don't know. Most of them look out for themselves.
Yeah, and obviously the little farmer out here, even if he's a big local farmer, can't afford to line the pockets of the politicians the way the big guys can, and you know, it's just incredible that. But you know, even as and I was a kid, farmers talking about milk prices. You know, for a while there people were dumping milk and stuff, but. You can't afford to do that. You can't afford to.
No. And you say, well, they add on more cows. Well, they got to add on more cows to make the payments. The banks will give them money to lend for cows so they can make their payments.
Yeah.
And that's why it's, you know, it's gone up like it has been. And,
It's certainly not a pretty picture.
And then you hear all the time there's more imports. China and all these other countries sending in dairy products. Now, does that make sense? I don't know where in the hell these politicians are, but
Well, they had a problem with some milk from China there a while back.
yeah,
Kids were getting poisoned.
I've heard some more stuff from other countries, powder stuff, and some of these main food companies. And
Yeah, we have to hope that our nation is not stupid enough to allow us to be dependent on foreign countries for our food. Because
it doesn't oil. Look at where our oil is.
That's right.
So you think they would know enough or wake up before too long, before it's too late. And it makes you sick, you know. Nobody bails, you know, us small guys out there, nobody bails us out to survive. You either make it or you're out on the road.
Yeah.
And send money here, send money there. Well, let them send food products and stuff.
That's right. You want to send something? Let's buy it here and then send it to them. You know, when you and I were growing up, there used to be a thing called surplus food, and you know, you'd give that to the poor people instead of you know, money. You know, same thing with these foreign countries. If you want to send them something, send them some food that we've made here, some products.
Yeah, you and that, or some of these other people that need assistance, instead of giving them money to spend on other stuff that don't need to. Give them food.
Yeah.
But I guess you won't remedy it. I won't remedy it. And
No.
I guess the politicians can't remedy it either.
No, can't or won't do it. Yeah.
They're scared to get it. The trouble is, in farming today, there's not enough votes to carry these other big companies.
No, but when people start feeling it in their grocery bill, it's going to be too late, and then they'll wish they had.
That's right, and you know, the regulations and this, you know, more stuff is added by the government all the time. You go to these foreign countries, that's food is coming over and look at see how that stuff is. You know what I mean? It's sickening.
Yep, and it's the same thing with factory jobs and everything else. You know, they don't have the same rules and regulations that we have, and then they pay their people peanuts, and they're expected to compete with them. But outside of that, how's the world treating you, Jack?
Not bad. Can't complain. Nobody listens to me anymore.
I just did, and 3 people that left the TV on.
Pardon?
3 people didn't turn their TV set, so they're still listening.
Still listening.
Yeah. Do you still mow your own lawn, or you got
No, I
kids
still-
and grandkids?
No, 99%. Well, bring your 100%.
How many acres you got between here and Alberg?
Well, I mow about 4 acres here. Pretty fortunate. I got a neighbor I can't place to mow, so he does probably 90% over there.
Over in Vermont?
So I just finished the gas.
Oh, that's expensive enough.
That's
but
bad enough. It costs
Yeah,
take 4 gallons per year every time I mow over there.
yeah. I mean, for years, people kept expanding their lawns, but now with the price of gas, you got to say, gee, do I really want to mow all that acreage?
Well, that's it. You mow on this. I mow the town on the town proper roadside. I mow on the state roadside. And I mow on the county roadside, and we might have to cut that out. Keep on going like this, but it makes it look better and cleaner up.
Yeah, the first one on our road, the Ridge Road in Champlain, Sheridan Tedford started doing it. I'm gonna say early '70s. He started mowing the side of his road and going down a ways, and it really looked nice. And then since then, you go down the Ridge Road and there's maybe one spot that isn't mowed year round, all summer long.
Right.
And it sure makes a difference. You drive by and you haven't got the weeds and the grass growing
That's
there.
right. And then you get your stuff from the McDonald's or some of them places. The stuff blows away. You can blow off from your property onto some other, but sometimes it stays there.
Yep, we do tend to get a lot of wrappers and beer bottles and soda bottles and what have you that get tossed out.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to wonder what kind of intelligence there is that
Yeah.
there's people doing that. It's they have no respect for the countryside at all. They just go down the road and toss this stuff out. It's just incredible that in this day and age.
Picking up bottles and person run over them. Some of the bottles are, one try a mower hit it and break it, and then you get a flat tire.
Yeah. You got to be looking ahead as you're mowing.
Yeah.
So you think you're gonna keep doing this for a while, Jack?
Well, I've been saying every year I've had enough,
I
having
know.
enough.
I've heard your farewell speech
I
several
I
times.
bring it for the boys and this and that, and to make up their minds, and I'm having a hard time to get them to make up their mind
Well,
because
they keep re-electing you.
yeah, but the way everything is today, do they want it? But
Yeah, but where are you gonna go?
then you look at Harris and this and that. Well, maybe it ain't so bad after all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you got running your own business. You've got a lot of regulations, and I think we've just gotten a whole new set of regulations that you're going to have to contend with, and it's it isn't always made easy by the governing bodies for.
the trouble is, most of the ones in office today,
They've never met a payroll.
they never had net a payroll. They never had to get out and work. There's some. Don't get me wrong. There's some knows what a day's work is, but most of them, I guarantee you, 80 to 85% don't even know what it is to get out there and have to survive.
No.
They've had their insurance paid for them right to the hill. They have all their benefits paid, their vacation, and travel to work or do this is paid for. Get out in the country and know what it is to survive and see if they could live on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what burns you the most.
So have you been personally busy here today, Jack?
Very busy, yeah. Well, a few of the deals are lined up a little bit, but we closed 6-7 deals in here, which is good. Lots of people don't like to bother you on a day like this, but they'll call you or come back later. And I would say overall it's a good average year.
Now, I talked to both of your sons about the possibility of moving to a Saturday for the lawn and garden customers. You get so busy here as it is. I don't know how much busier you could be if you did do it on a Saturday.
Well, the only thing is, we talked a little bit about it, where, some people that works, it's hard for them just on a Saturday morning, so might, go into the afternoon a little bit longer than what we have. I'll leave that up to them. I've done
You've done your part.
I've done my part.
And I was watching those pancakes that Francis Menard was taking off that grill, and they were 3/4 of an inch thick.
Oh, yeah.
People are getting their money's worth on
Oh,
free
some
food.
of them likes to cook, and like, I'm sure they must eat a little bit at it, but
would hope so.
I'm sure after you cook too much, sometimes you don't care about eating.
Unless it's cooked on a Holland grill, then you
Yeah.
don't care. And they're looking forward to it.
No, we had quite a few. I guess they had 4 grills going most of the day. Just had one break. One guy said just a little break for about 15, 20 minutes, but otherwise it's been pretty busy. We anticipated probably 900 to 1,000 before the day's done.
Is there any way to keep track?
We go by the plates.
Number of plates. That's number of people.
You have to ask Margaret on that. She's
the expert on that.
she's the boss on that part.
Okay, so don't grab 2 plates.
You
They'll
don't
think.
grab her plates and for nothing other than for pancakes.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Jack, that you think we ought to know about?
Well, we haven't added on too many different lines. It's been hard to, like right now we're down on, case tractors. It takes 6 to 8 months before we can get a tractor.
Wow.
I got guy got one sold there. October is ordered. I haven't got it yet. They build, most of these companies today won't build nothing unless they got an order for it. Of course, a lot of this stuff all comes from across, and that's the big problem today.
Well, I was surprised with Kubota. They was telling me a lot of the equipment was made here in the U.S. So that's
Lots of that, and Cub Cadet Lots is one of the companies that probably makes more of their stuff in the U.S. than probably any long car company. But it's going to be. I'm afraid it's going to be a very interesting year because unless in the farming and stuff has got to come up. If farmers got money, I've said it a number of times. Farmers got money, they spend money.
yeah,
They don't care if they buy cars or automobiles or furniture or
yeah.
machinery. They update it. And lots of these people, might put $10,000 in a tractor. I sold a guy a used skid steer from Vermont. So using, but I only had 652 hours. It was, 10 years old. But the guy didn't use it. He could use it on pools and went out. He went out of business. Well, he updated his. He's got 20,000 hours on it, which is quite a bit for a skid steer. So.
Yeah.
And you got lots of farmers, 18, 20,000 hours on their tractors, and should been,
Yeah.
be like a school bus. You after so many years changing them, but it's a little different when
Yeah, you can't just
you can't do that.
send out an assessment and.
But I just use that for example. Whereas lots of stuff should be upgraded, like your cars. Most cars don't keep them for so long.
Yeah.
No, I want to thank you for coming up.
Oh,
and,
so 21 years that we've been here. So the first one was 1990, and this was 20 years ago. So
is that what was on the TV there, Bob?
Yeah.
There, the last?
Yep. April 10th, 1990. So
I came on them 2-3 different times, but I didn't get the date. But we knew it was that when they go back to Jennifer talking to her.
yeah, she was just 15. I think.
Ninth grade. And,
Yeah, she was just a kid.
Yeah.
Now she's all grown up.
oh, yeah.
The secretary treasurer
Look
of
at
the
the bunch coming
corporation.
across it over here.
Oh, they all look hungry too.
Uh,
Well, I'll let you get back.
8:10, yeah, I want to thank you again. And
Oh, my pleasure.
I want to thank all the help we have here, that what they do, volunteer plus employees. If it wasn't for them, this might not get carried out.
You couldn't do it without your people that work here going above and beyond, and you're all the people from the community and so on that step up and help out.
Most of them knows just what to do, and that's the main part of this business.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack.
Okay, thanks again for coming.
And happy birthday.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap up our coverage of this year's Day Day at Dragoon's Farm Equipment, their annual Customer Appreciation Day, formerly known as their open house, but now Customer Appreciation Day. There are a couple other people we had hoped to talk to, but they just weren't available, and after hanging around here for the last 20 minutes or so without finding anybody to chat with because they're all so busy, we decided to call it a day here at 5:15 on this Tuesday afternoon. I want to thank you for watching and for supporting Hometown Cable, and remember to if you want to keep your local community vibrant, you have to support your local business people, and supporting Hometown Cable and supporting local business folks is just one way of doing that, and it's the best way of doing that. So support your local people who are trying to stay in business here as we get into an interesting time in U.S. history here in the year 2010. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and for those of you who do support local programming.